fellow students and viewers. Namaskar, I am Imran Khan, and today I am very happy to tell you that Gujarat Technological University has organized a very fantastic program especially for the students and for the industries, and that is a panel discussion. And I am a host for your program today, and I would like to introduce my panel first of all to you. I have really a very good and fantastic panel to make us understand the topic, that is the gap between the industries and the academics. So let me first very briefly introduce my panel. So from my right today I have Mr. Jai Talati. He is assistant professor and head of management business administration at Nobel Group of Institutions at Junagadh. Then I have Miss Bhagyesh Soneji. She is CMD Amida Pharma Private Limited. Plus, she is also a chairperson of ASSOCHAM Western Region. On my left, I have Professor Uday Chhaya. He is associate professor and in charge training and placement officer. Also, he is conducting a personality development cell at LE College, Morbi. And I have Mr. Mehul Baraya. He is my colleague. He is head of the department in Om Engineering College, Junagadh, and I am your host, Imran Khan, an assistant professor at Om Institute of Engineering and Technology. I welcome on behalf of Gujarat Technological University all of you in this wonderful program approved by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Akshay Agarwal. So, welcome all the panelists today. And today, as we all know, that our topic is campus to corporate. How can we fill the gaps? So this is a topic, and we move ahead with our panel discussions. I humbly request all my panelists to give your brief idea on the topic. And sir, may we start with Mr. Jai Talati?
Yes, of course. Actually, we are discussing on there is a gap between industry and academia. Recently, Dr. Narayan Murthy has stated in a conference that there is a serious shortage of the talent in the market. That means they are not getting the good candidates. They do have the jobs, they have offers, but they are not finding the good candidates. On the counter side, students always keep complaining that there is no good jobs in the market. Even though there are number of job vacancies, openings available, if you look at the daily newspaper, if you look on the websites, the job portals, there are ample of jobs available, but students always keep complaining that they are not getting good jobs. So it seems there is something wrong. Rather putting it as a gap, I will say there is a space between the industry and academia. That means the students are not being taught according to the demand of the industry either. So this is what I feel like this gaps need to be bridged.
Namaskar, mates. First of all, there are two things which is challenging. First is the transition from academia to commerce for a student.
Okay.
Because the behavior of an organization in commerce is very different than behavior of institution of academics.
You are right.
So it is challenging for an institution to understand that behavior, that is psychological. Okay. And the second thing is, as Professor Talati said, the knowledge. Like today, the industry is very confused that when we recruit engineers or pharmacists or any other experts with technical education or with education, they don't fit in our organization because they don't know anything about business. They don't know anything about our requirements. In one line, if I say, they are bookworms, not efficient employees with accuracy and proper efficiency required for a business organization. So, according to us, we have to change it from the primary level of education. And we cannot compromise delaying it, because if India wants to utilize the productivity of the demographic benefit of our country, we must act from today, because if we decide some change in primary level today, it will influence the business organization, that means the economy, after 15 to 16 years.
Very true.
So it will be taking 1.5 decades. So without wasting any time, we should stop producing bookworms. We should produce accurate and efficient citizens for the country.
Yes, it is really a thought-provoking statement that when you said that the students actually do not know anything about business. We will go on with this discussion. Professor Chaya, what do you think about this particular topic?
Right. This is an appropriate time for, the entire globe is looking towards India. India is being considered as a superpower. India is being seen as a superpower which will provide business opportunities, which will make the nations prosperous and everything. This is the right time when world is looking to India to produce the manpower, and especially when the quality of life is improving day by day in India. So it becomes it becomes very crucial for that nation building, that if campus and corporate, they are the integral part of nation building, I would say. Being an academician, I actually see it as an opportunity for an academician to churn out a product which is directly employable, directly acceptable to the organizations. And they get employment, and ultimately it brings development to the society, to the region, and then to the nation in general. So it becomes very apt for us to discuss how we can actually bridge this gap through the initiatives, through different mechanisms, or a social concern, if we can build towards the society.
So you think that this is the right time to...
This is the right time. This is more than apt to talk it through.
Professor Baria.
Yes, Khan sir. There is a gap between corporate and the academics, right? So students are nowadays, they are not believing in the quality. They are just the holder of degree, right? So we are the guys, or academics are the guys who teach them that the quality engineering. I talk about the engineering. The engineering is what is engineering? That it is the application of pure science.
Yes.
Right? तो उसमें क्या होता है कि whenever we are dealing with the students are not that much capable to fit in the industry. So there is a big gap, and whenever our students are going into the industry, out of 10 people, 8 people from the industry are saying that your student is not that much capable.
Yes.
So that is a negative feedback for us also.
Yes.
Right, so there is a gap and it must be removed.
So you are agree that there is a gap between. Anyways, so this is a general overview from all the panelists. Now there is a big question for us, and I would start with Professor Talati, that before we go into this discussion that whether there is really a gap between the corporate and the campus and how can we fill the gap, I think that beginning of the wisdom is definition of term. So I would request Professor Talati to briefly define these two terms, campus and corporate. Do you think that these are two confusing terms?
In fact, if we talk about the two terminologies, campus and corporate, apart from the dictionary definition, campus is a place where the future engineers, the pharmacists, the doctors, managers, entrepreneurs, they are being trained with the way of educating them. Okay. So giving education is a way to train them so that they can become in a ready format, that can be utilized in the industry. In fact, the students are the trainees and the teachers are the trainers. So it's a ground for both of students and teachers to learn from each others, while the corporate is a place where the talent is being sold, the talent is being exchanged against the productive goods or services or ideas or some innovations.
Okay.
So the corporate, in the layman term, we say is a business, but business is a place where the knowledge is being bought and it is utilized in some productive and positive manner and constructive manner, and the byproduct, the product is the product or some services or is a profit.
Okay. Ma'am, you are the person who actually knows, I think, rather than going to the dictionary definition, as Talati sir rightly said that corporate is altogether different from the dictionary term. What do you think about these two terms, campus and corporate?
That is what I mentioned, that when they are in campus, their behavior, their pattern of living, their communication skill, this all is different. There they are working as Mr. Bavaria, he said that they are wanting to go for placements, not for knowledge. Once the students, the society, the nation, and most important the parents, they understand that the educational institution is to gain knowledge.
Okay.
It is not the place to get placements. One can get placement, but can one sustain with that placement? Without acumen, without knowledge, as Professor Talati, he very rightly said that knowledge. We need knowledge. We need accuracy. We need efficiency. And foremost, every organization, I mean business organization, has standard operating procedure.
Yes.
We have SOPs.
Yes.
When we have SOPs, the students, when they come from academia, they don't fit in our SOP.
Okay.
Because our SOP is not based on books.
Fine.
Our SOP is based on competition in the market. Our SOP is based on product knowledge. Our SOP is based on industry we indulge in.
So you firmly believe that there must be some strong link between this SOP and academics.
Yes.
And there must be...
these students should be informed about SOPs of different industrial sectors. Now, what is the biggest challenge today? What is happening when we are not getting students as per our requirement? These MSMEs, they are recruiting these students, and MSMEs are like semi-institutional centers.
Okay.
They are recruiting them for 2 years. They are providing them training, and when the employee is getting all the knowledge, one large-scale industry is coming and poaching.
Okay.
So SMEs are like paying salaries plus training. It makes the business more challenging. It doesn't make a business surviving. And being, as he said, that being in the industry, we have to be competitive. If we want to be superpower, if we want every citizen's productivity to contribute to the GDP of the nation, we have to be very efficient in education.
It was really a very useful input that you said in very few words. Sir, apart from this question that campus and corporate and terminology and defining, I would like to ask you that, see, Professor Talati is from MBA department, ma'am is from industry, Professor Baraya is from engineering field. You are actually a very interesting person for me, doing a lot of things and wonderful things for your college, being a TPO and so many other things. What do you actually believe about these two terms, campus and corporate?
This is getting very interesting. I'll just while I define, as you have already defined the terms, but if I have to elaborate on these terms, I'll just add on to what Professor Talati said. See, I believe campus is that, a sacred word where work in progress is there. There is a work in progress which is going to be sold in future by the corporates. So I would say it's a place. It may not be corporate. When I say corporate, it may not be only commercial part of a product which is being sold. It could be a message, it could be a service, or it could be in general nation building. So what I would say is the campus is the place where the final product is being built. And with all the provisions, all infrastructures which are necessary to build the required product, campus is doing that activity to build this product, and the corporate are the ones who are going to use it either commercially or for social causes.
So to you it is not a limited terms.
It's not a limited term.
We cannot bound them.
Absolutely. That's what I precisely believe.
Barai sir, what do you think about this question?
I think campus is what in single word, that is the platform for learning.
Okay.
It is very much true that students are nowadays coming to college for seeking the degree, right? And what is career in terms of in their mind? That is, career is pass out the 10th standard, pass out the 12th standard, pass out the degree, and get a good job.
Somehow
and
getting a degree by any course.
then that is the meaning of career in their mind. But that is what is in 10th standard, what is in 12th standard, what is between 4-year degree courses, what are the learnings. That is the main requirement of career, to build your career.
Yes.
That the campus is giving you the learning platform.
Okay.
Right? So, and as I already said, that the engineering is what the applying the science, right? Newton has given 3 rules, right? But based on these 3 rules, we have made a lift for humankind.
Yes.
Right? So that is very much so. Student must know that what is engineering.
It is
basically.
more based on the application rather than just,
definitely.
as ma'am also rightly said, that they don't want bookworms. They want some people who can really apply the ideas that is already given in there.
We need bookworms as philosophers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We require that.
Anyways, so this is what I put this question to all the panelists, because even our viewers can come to know about these 2 terminologies. I think to me these 2 terms are really confusing. Students really do not know. The another question which I would like to put in general to you, and all of you are supposed to give your answer only in yes or no, and then we'll move on. The question is, do you really think that there is really a gap between campus and corporate? So there is a question which you have to answer only in one word, either yes or no. Yes, ma'am. Do you really think that there is a gap?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, foregone conclusion.
Sir.
Definitely yes.
So all of you, we believe, and even I am damn sure that even my viewers and my students, they also believe that there is a really big gap between these 2 very big entities and properties of our countries, that is campus and corporate. I do remember